James Melendez, James the wine guy, ahead is this beautiful gin. It is from the distillery called Azzure. Stay tuned. It's a really beautiful label here, a definitive eye that's looking at you. Azzurre gin, 40% ABV, and really unique characteristic here. And back label for your inspection here. This is produced by Azzurre Spirits, Mountain View, California. This is distilled from 33% apple, 33% grape, and 34% sugar cane. Now think of that in terms of, when you think of gin, you're going to think of a neutral grain spirit, and really the point of difference here is to get away from that because of people's sensitivities to gluten. So it's gluten-free 100%, and I think that's a really cool thing. And it's also just giving a different weight to the gin altogether, and I think that's another characteristic that, while I'm not myself a gluten-free person, I don't need to have gluten-free, but for me to enjoy a different characterization, different mouthfeel, different weight, and different flavor characterization that's actually, I think, highlighted a bit in terms of what I'm tasting and sensing. So the notes on this are tangerine, grapefruit, ginger, basil, and rose petal. And so I just, when I did my tasting, I just wrote down my notes before looking at what I found on this website. But I think that's a really important thing to look at. The ginger note is something that I don't taste personally when I'm tasting or smelling the gin. It's something that comes out in terms of, I think there's an uplift of other flavor characteristics or scent characterization that I think really is that point of the fine alchemy of creating gin. So as I've described in other videos, I think I became an absolute gin lover when I was at a restaurant called Vincent, and maybe I was a gin lover before that. The reason I go back to that restaurant in Chicago's Andersonville is being there. I was sitting down enjoying a wonderful Dutch American meal, and being there I was just tasting on its own gin, and I didn't have to apologize. It was to enjoy it on its own terms, and to enjoy it completely and fully. And I think we've been trained in some ways here in North America to have a gin, but also pair it with a tonic, as opposed to, it's okay, you can enjoy it on its own. There's nothing wrong with it. And I think we do that here in North America because we're really concerned about, wow, how's this gonna, be when I taste it? How is it going to characterize? So I think that's a point of coming back down, enjoying the great art form. And I'm tasting gins from all over the planet, a lot more from Spain than I ever had before, which is a great thing. And also really just, I myself personally, I'm seeking out some really cool characteristics. And one gin I look to is, so I look to Wheeler's Peak Gin in New Mexico as a gin point of difference that has a cactus in it. And it has the flowers, the prickly pear cactus. And I think that's a really cool characterization. It gives a sense of watermelon, and also something a little more exotic than just watermelon. Now this gin is 93 points out of 100 points. And here we go first with the scent characterization. So on this I'm getting notes of Meyer lemon, green citrus, lavender, forest floor pepper, and fennel notes. Next, the flavor characterization. Love the very beautiful, elegant mouthfeel to it. It's so, has such a silken texture. And that's the beauty of this. It doesn't mean that other gins are not superior or inferior. It just means it's a point of difference. So on this, I'm getting a characterization of Meyer lemon, peel and zest, Adriatic fig, white pepper, rosemary, thyme, and tea. Again, 93 points out of 100 points. I'll put more information on this distillery down below, and give a like. The like button's down below. So please, if you don't mind hitting that, I'd really appreciate that. And subscribe button's right here. So please hit that button if you haven't done so already. And do me one more favor, share this video on your favorite social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, LinkedIn, as well as Instagram and WordPress. Thank you again for watching today. So stay tuned for more reviews on gin, other spirits, and other beverage art forms, including wine, of course. So thank you again. Salud and salute.